my name is Caitlin Todd, and this is my video debrief and discussion for CMN 450. So I was a part of Group 5, and we decided to make the video project Food Identity. And so we wanted to explore the importance of food and how someone can identify and express themselves through it. And so we thought the best way to showcase this was to set up interviews and ask them questions like, what type of foods do you like? Name a dish that's important to your identity, so on. And then from their answers, we kind of asked, I guess, more like key questions, just so that we can kind of get a more personalized narrative in the end. And so our interviews were shot within the group. So we had Vidisha, Hamza, Lindsay, and Jessica. But we only ended up using 3 just because we wanted to ensure that none of the stories were kind of like overlapping and being repetitive. And so the first was Vidisha's, and hers was about like her background, her culture, and her dietary restrictions. And then the second was Lindsay's, and about how food is a connection with her family. And then the last was Jessica's, and hers explains how food is important to her because it's a tool for her to communicate and get to know one another. And so with the 3, you kind of can get the sense of how food is different to each person, and how the importance of it in different aspects. And so it is a nice short series. And then, yeah, so I did all of the video, the editing, all of that. And so I just used Adobe Premiere CS6 and then got the music off SoundCloud. It was Dawn Part 3 by an unknown artist. And then I set up the video in a way that, so like I started off with like very basic, vague food shots, and then going into the video itself. So we started with Vidisha's, which is kind of a more broad narrative, then going into Lindsay's, which is more personalized. So it slowly reeled the viewer in, captivating them, and then the music coincided with it. One problem that we did face when shooting was at first we were going to the places and asking them, being like, we're shooting a group project, we won't get your face in it, just your hands making the food, can we do this? And a lot of the times we got answers like we have to ask our manager, higher authorities, so on. So from time restrictions, we just couldn't accept that answer. So we decided that we needed to go to a high populated area, so we went to the food court at the Inn Center. And just kind of went in with the mindset of let's shoot, and if we get in trouble, we'll just say sorry, we didn't know. And even though we got a lot of weird glances, nobody stopped us, which was nice. And so we got some really nice B-roll shots and all that. And we made sure that we went from different angles, so like far away shots, close up, just so we can get more of that visual aesthetic that we were going for. And so our story is a accumulation of little stories, which relates back to Mark Turner's The Literary Mind. And so he explores how the human mind is always at work constructing small stories and projecting them, and how we are always highly interested in our coherent personal stories, which are a product of thinking with small spacious stories, but yet how we actually aren't interested in those small spatial stories themselves. And so media allows us to change and reinvent new ways of communicating, and the efforts in how we communicate. And so we made sure, like with our film, to communicate this in a way that is compelling, because like Mark Turner, one of his examples is like pouring milk. So like if I were to pour milk, you would just find it completely boring. But if like a little kid opened the fridge, poured milk for his first time, like that's more captivating. So we had to make sure with these small spatial stories that they were constructed in a way with the narrative and also with the visual aesthetics of it, in a way that's captivating to the viewer, so they aren't boring in a sense, to make it simplistic. But so we made sure, like, we took Mark Turner's kind of like his research, his advice, and then made a short series of stories to explore the importance of food, and I think it came together very nicely. And yeah, that is my video debrief. Thank you so much. Cheers.